What's up, gamers? I am Kaizoku with Kaizoku Gaming, and today I'd like to show you guys 4 tips that will help you stick more pulse bombs with Tracer. I've been really excited to do this video for a while because if anybody can't tell by my channel artwork, Tracer's my main. So this video is going to be pretty special to me, but I've been really excited though, and so these are some of the tips in this video that have helped me come to masters with this hero. And I really think that there's a lot of like misinformation. I don't want to say misinformation, but there's a lot of people out there that are saying if you throw away Tracer's ultimate, or it's just kind of a throwaway ult, or if you whiff it, it's not that big of a deal. But I really highly disagree with that because you can learn the mechanics and be good at tracking and learn your mechanics till the cows come home, for all I care. But if you don't get good with your pulse bomb, with sticking it, then there's going to be a lot of missed opportunities that you would have been able to take advantage of otherwise. And I'm telling you, these tips have helped me legitimately close games out in ranked. And I mean, like I said, again, not to harp on this, but a lot of people will tell you that it's a throwaway ult. It's really not. If you can learn to stick these pulse bombs and get more value out of them instead of just kind of tossing them and hoping they hit something, you will climb and you will win games that you otherwise would not have. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get into the video. Alright guys, and so the first tip I'm going to show you is, I think it's a good one to start with because in my opinion, I think this is kind of the easiest one to get down. And that's the instant stick technique. And so basically what you're doing here is you're pressing your pulse bomb ability as soon as you blink. And as long as you kind of know your meters and your distances with your blinks, you should be able to stick this just about every time without any issues. And so it's kind of, I think it's kind of the easiest one to do because, you know, it's just straightforward. You don't have to do a lot of mouse turning or anything like that to make this work. So with all that said, let's watch this real quick. And you see there how let's back this up and watch this again real quick. Basically, we know Hog's he's at about 8 or 9 meters right now. We close the distance just a little bit right before we go for it. And we press our Q, basically I think right as soon as we blink here. And you see there, it's pretty easy to hit. So it's not really hard. It's a good one to start with if you're learning how to do these sorts of tricks. So that's why I wanted to start this video with that one there. So let's go ahead and move on to the next one here. Oh, and always too, this is just a side note, whenever you're playing, you know, if you know your blinks too, if you melee at the end after you finish your clip like I did here, it's just an extra little bit of free damage that you can get in, just like that. So you'll be surprised how many kills you can finish off if they're low health. Okay guys, and the second tip here that we're going to show is, this is like a building block onto tip number 1. So you're basically doing the instant stick technique. But you're just kind of turning a little bit, and you're not instant sticking necessarily, but you are turning and then sticking after you blink. So the idea behind this is that you practice your blinking, which kind of, you want to like zigzag a little bit if you have time, because the purpose of zigzag blinking is that you're able to gauge the distance between you and your target that you're wanting to stick. And of course it also helps to, you know, dodge enemy fire and things like that. It makes it really hard for them to hit you, but also really the biggest thing, that the reason that I do it is that more so to help you sort of internally, like I have like this internal 7-meter distance that I know that I need to close. And so the reason we zigzag is to close, is to get within that 7-meter distance and then get a good pulse bomb. So with all that said, let's watch this. So here we're blinking to the left, we blink to the right, and then we turn to the left to hit the Zen with the pulse bomb. And that's basically, like I said, just us zigzagging a little bit to gauge our distance. Let's watch this one more time here. See, we zigzag to the left, and then we blink to the right of him. And then right before we blink, we throw our pulse bomb, we turn our mouse, and our crosshair is a little bit ahead of him because we know he's moving to the left side here. And just like that, you stick your target. So it's a little bit more advanced than tip number 1, but not much so. I know I've gone on and on and on about this, but it's just a really good thing to be able to build on top of your instant stick if you can. Alright guys, and so for tip number 3, this is something where I saw Dante do about a year ago or so on his stream. He was explaining to his viewers how you can quickly blink to the left and the right of an enemy and then realign your crosshair as quickly as possible. Now obviously we were doing this in the last few clips too, but this is something I really wanted to single out because if you practice this and go into like a practice range or a custom game like he's doing right here, you can really get a lot of value out of being able to realign your crosshair quicker than other enemies can realign their crosshair on you after you blink. You're going to be able to output a lot more damage than you would otherwise. All right, so you see here, we're going to fast forward a little bit. So right here, he's doing it. He's just basically telling his viewers how you can blink and realign your crosshair immediately. And if you practice that like he is and do warm-ups like that, it'll really help you in the long run, and you'll be able to kill more targets and finish targets off faster. This relates to pulse bombs because, let me actually, I think he actually does this in this clip here. Let's watch this. It's about crosshair placement, and so the reason that he's able to stick the pulse bombs so quickly is because he's done these warm-ups against these bots to where he's repositioning his crosshair so quickly that it makes sense that if you blink into the enemy and then realign your crosshair correctly, you will get the sticky on the target like he does here. Just like that. So that's why that'll help you. It's a lot of tracking, but more so like after you blink, it's that sudden jerk that you need to sort of build in your muscle memory of getting that instant realignment of your crosshair onto your target that you're trying to kill. All right, guys, and so for tip number 4, this one's about just thinking about enemy cooldowns and what they have before you go for your sticky and your pulse bomb. So what I'm doing here is I'm not thinking about that. I made a mistake. It was a cool stick that I utilized the zigzag drills that we practiced earlier. I followed through with that. I was able to rotate my crosshair and get the sticky on the target. But what I wasn't thinking, I was so consumed with the fact that whether I could get the sticky on the target, I did not think about the fact that there was a Zarya behind the soldier who of course hasn't used her projected bubble yet. So let's watch this mistake here play out. All right, you see here we blink to the left, blink to the right. We stick the soldier, but unfortunately the Zarya gets the bubble onto him and it ruins our pulse bomb. We just completely wasted it like that. We just gave the enemy Zarya some charge. The soldier ended up living and we really didn't achieve anything here. So that's just a really good example of not thinking about what they have and just going for the stick just because you can. Now, if you've done everything that I've explained up to this point in the video, this is the reason why I put this tip last, is because you'll get to a point, at least this is how I was, is that I got really good at sticking my pulse bomb, so anytime I could see an opportunity to stick a target, I would just go for it. But of course, with Overwatch, you can't necessarily just do that, because Overwatch is also an ability-based game. It's not just an FPS game, and it's not just about flashy plays. And that's where I went wrong here and made that mistake. So I just wanted to illustrate and let you guys see that. And this is another clip of me making the same mistake as in the last clip. I just wanted to show this another time where I'm playing and I'm mechanically pretty good, but I'm not thinking about what the enemy cooldowns are, and that Overwatch is an ability-based game, and that I need to think about these things before I go in to use my pulse bomb. So here's just another clip of that so you guys can see this. See here, we're going in, we're getting some damage in. We have our pulse bomb, we're going in for a stick. I press tab there. I know they have a Baptiste, I don't know why I go for this, but we do. And then right here you can see us go for the stick. We end up sticking the Reaper. He may have gone Wraith formed anyway, which is another thing, just another another striking example of why you should think about enemy cooldowns. And another thing here too, we're doing this before the fight even starts. We're desperate we're at a minute. We're desperate to get a capture here, and it's just a play of desperation and not thinking this through, that the enemy does have cooldowns that we need to be thinking about before we go for our pulse bomb. Thank you guys so much for watching my video today. Hopefully this will help someone out there that's maybe trying to learn Tracer, or maybe just somebody that's trying to rank up in Overwatch and take advantage of the fact that Tracer is a hitscan character, and with the recent patch, she's a lot stronger now, I feel like. And some of these tips will help you rank up and sort of take advantage of that. And so with all that said, good luck in your games. If you liked the video, make sure you like it, comment, subscribe. Let me know how I'm doing. I'm sort of new at this, so any feedback would be greatly appreciated. And you guys take care, and thank you so much again.